It's time now to turn our eye to Media Watch. For that, Nicholas Rushworth joins us here on the set. Nick, good evening to you, sir.
Hi,
now
Mark.
then, starting with, clearly, Rwanda, the commemorations of the genocide, but of course that tension between Paris and Kigali.
Indeed, and what we've got is a very firm accusation from Paul Kagame, the president of Rwanda. He made his first comments specifically in this recent period in Jeune Afrique, didn't he, which was published on Sunday. Here you can see the website. Kagame accuse une nouvelle fois la France. He's accusing France of partly being to blame for the slaughter, that horrific genocide of 20 years ago. Now, this story has been picked up by the French media in all directions, with several articles, but the one that stands out this Monday is this one. This is actually on the France Culture website, of all things. There you can see the headline, New Revelations about the 1994 humanitarian operation. Now, what is this about? It's about the statement by this man here. In this photo, you can see him there just at the bottom. I can just go to a closer look of him. Now, he's a former military officer for the French. His name is Guillaume Ancel, and this is the quote from him. Before becoming a humanitarian mission, Mark, Operation Turquoise was a military offensive. So that, of course, is a statement that is, to say the least, fueling questions. This is another look at Guillaume Ancel now, today. He is insisting on that. Saying that, yes, it was. So, of course, that whole question is a complete rebuttal of what is it? The official position, Mark, we know perfectly well, is that France says it did not in any way behave in a complicit way. It was there to help people suffering in Rwanda.
OK, fact of the matter, France at the time, back in the mid-90s, supported the Hutu government. And, of course, the Hutus, the extremists, killed the Tutsis. That's the fact of the matter. Operation Turquoise, tell us a bit more about this and who might be carrying the can.
Well, this is in L'Express, another magazine, and the can, maybe that man, Alain Juppé, who's a bit of Juppé mania currently, isn't he? Because he's just re-elected with a large majority in Bordeaux as mayor. There you can see this in L'Express. Juppé à nouveau questionné sur son rôle. So I was like, well, I looked at this. Who's questioning him about his role 20 years ago? And it turns out to be a citizens' collective. And now, Mark, you can't get more vague than that and more French in a way, can you? Look at this blog by Alain Juppé. He's saying in that all accusations against me specifically and France in general are totally unfounded about any role the French military may have had. So, of course, the whole question there of France's role, basically that collective of citizens is saying we want clarification, which seems to be pretty much a minimum, doesn't it? Look at this. Yes, Alain Juppé, foreign minister at the time in 94. Who was the prime minister? Edouard Balladur. Now he's saying, yes, let's get the documents out. Let's declassify those documents. There's normally 5 decades before you can check out French documents in terms of government decisions. And there the Balladur is saying, come on, we've got to clarify. We've got to really get those documents declassified. And that seems to be the mood in the press generally. Le Monde saying as well, yes, it's time to get the archives out.
Oh, you say the mood in the press, and clearly it was very much the mood at the ceremony today with the words of Paul Kagame, the president of Rwanda, clearly making that direct accusation against France of direct involvement. Change of tone a little bit, but staying in France, the new Prime Minister, Manuel Valls, what news do you have of him?
Well, Manuel Valls will be making his keynote speech, the first time as Prime Minister to the French Parliament, Tuesday. We'll be covering that in full. I wanted to look at some of the more fun aspects of the coverage today. Look at this tweet. Fish-hating, gluten-free Manuel Valls, Valls spelt wrongly there, it's 2 L's obviously, driving Matignon's chef's mad. Matignon is a beautiful palace, isn't it, in the centre of Paris for Prime Ministers of France. And there you can see he's saying, no cakes, no tarte au citron, no French lemon tart, thank you very much. Everything has to be gluten-free, only red meat, no fish. Also in the press is we've got this, his wife is a violinist and she takes priority, he says. We've got to stay at her place, our place, and not at Matignon, the palace that's provided for him, as he makes his keynote speech, which we will all be listening to. Of course, at the same time as all of this, we've got a little revolt going on with 100 socialist MPs saying, yes, we want to make sure that Valls is sticking true to socialist principles, talking about social justice and, trying to get the right balance on austerity and things like that. He's not known as being the man for the party.
Indeed, they call him the Sarkozy of the left, but he's making the stance then by not staying in the palace, which must make him man of the people, perhaps. Nicholas, we need to leave it there. Thank you very much indeed, Nicholas Rushworth with Media Watch. Good to see you. Short break for us now. After that, we return with more news. Stay with us, live from Paris.